Right, buddy, it's game day. Manchester United face Brighton in the FA Cup. A huge game for Manchester United. Our only chance of winning a trophy this season. It's a big game for Manchester United. We'll be going through the five things. We'll be looking at Brighton in a bit more detail. Some team news going into the game as we always do. So let's get into it. Now let's start off by the first thing that we always look at is the Manchester United team news. Now, Kobe Mainoo is ready for this game. Mbeumo and Ahmad have been knocked out of the AFCON. Obviously, they won't be available for this game, but for the next Manchester United game, they will be. But everyone else, bar Mazraoui and um, Delay, is back in the squad, and I think United have a big boost with the team news. Having Bruno back in the last game, Mount, Mainu being back, Maguire being back in the squad. I think there is certainly a huge boost surrounding Manchester United, which I'm excited about. And in terms of that, is really the team news. And let's look at the Manchester United team now. In goal, again, I hope he doesn't change the goalkeeper because Bayinda is an absolute shocking keeper. And again, Brighton are just going to pepper him, put crosses into the box, and they will score goals if Bayinda is in goal. So hopefully it's just you keep Le Mans in goal, keep what you've been seeing going forward, and don't change anything really. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I know we've conceded a lot of goals in Le Mans, and he has had a few shaky performances, but I think he's 10 times the goalkeeper that Le Mans is. Now, in terms of the back four, I think this is pretty straightforward. I don't know if Maguire's quite ready to start. I don't think he is. He has been out for quite a while. So I'd go Shaw, Dalot, Heaven and Martinez. I think Martinez is a very important role for him, progressing the ball out from the back, using Luke Shaw and utilising him in the final third. But I thought Martinez needs to be a bit more physical. I think he was very good on the ball, but I think at times he needs to be that leader and commanding. I think Aiden Heaven, someone who's been very, very good for United and probably deserves to start in a game like this. Had a shaky game at Leeds but in Burnley during the week as well, but I think he's looked good. So yeah, why not in a game like this? And obviously Dalot at right back. We know the limitation of Dalot. As soon as Mazraoui comes back, I'm putting him straight into the team. So yeah, but that's the back four there. Into midfield now, I would go Ugarte and Mainoo. Now Casemiro just looked like a one game a week man. United played on Wednesday. I don't think he'd be fit enough to play this game. I think Casemiro for me is a player who struggled to maintain that sort of energy for constant parts of the game. I mean, I think bringing him on for the second half or the last half an hour would probably be the best thing to do. And I think Ugarte Mainoo has been a midfield that has struggled. I mean, getting flashbacks to Grimsby now was I think the last game they started together. So, but I think there's enough quality in there from Ugarte and Kobe Mainoo to show against a Brighton team. And Brighton's midfield is where their strong point is at. Gross, Ayari, Rutter dropping in there, Milner, like they've got very good players in midfield and can progress the ball through. They're very, very good. So we need Ugarte's energy, and I think you do need Mainoo's control on the ball. Now, the number 10, this is the obvious one, Bruno Fernandes. We know his output is ridiculous, and you need him to create chances, put balls into the final third, score goals, and it's going to be a very good Bruno performance. Now, I think he would be ready to start this game. He started against Burnley. Potentially could get more than 60 minutes in this game, but I don't think he will play the full 90, but definitely should be starting this game. And the front three now, the obvious one is obviously Cunha and Sesko. Now, who plays in that right or third sort of wide player, I'd say. It's between Dorgu and Mason Mount. Now, I would actually go Mason Mount in there. I'd go Mason Mount on the right, Cunha on the left, and Sesko through the middle. I think Cunha is a player who, again, struggled at times in the Burnley game, but I think he's going to have a lot more chances in the final third because Brighton like to play high and there's going to be way more room for him to exploit. And I think Mason Mount's someone for me who can add a lot to this United team in terms of creativity, and he's played on the right before, crosses into the box, energy, press, but also good control on the ball. So that'd be my two wide players. And then Sesko through the middle. I think Sesko's someone who again needs to kick on now. He had a very good game against Burnley, albeit they are a very, very poor side. Now he needs to kick on, hopefully get another goal. He had the most shots on target in that game for any game this season. He needs to be better and he needs to get some more goals. So this is a perfect opportunity now to kickstart his United career, get some more goals, create some more chances, and ultimately have a big part to play for United in the final third, because you're going to need Sesko's physicality and also his pressing, because Brighton are a team, which I'll talk about in a moment, that like to play out from the back, and I think Sesko's presence and his press is going to be vital. Now, let's talk Manchester United's threats. So United's threats for me are going to come from wide. I think Brighton are a team who like to play through the middle, and I think United utilising the ball over the top into those wide spaces are gonna cause problems. We've seen lots of good runs from Dallo. We've seen lots of good runs from Cunha, Sescon. It's all about United picking them out. I know Shaw's passing is very good. Martinez can pick out a pass. You've got Menu in that midfield who can definitely pick out a pass. Bruno, like these sorts of players should be able to play the ball forward very, very quickly. And I think what you want to see from United is press Brighton as high as you can. Because again, I watched the first half against City. They were playing very, very dangerously out from the back. And they do make mistakes. And if United just press them well and press them right, they will be able to exploit that. And I think that's something that we did very well in the first game of the first time we played Brighton at Old Trafford. So I think that's the way that United go about beating Brighton. Play wide, and again, this would be the perfect game for Mbeumo. We've seen how we exploited them last time. Balls into him, balls in behind, one touch finish or get a pass off. But yeah, I think definitely United exploiting the wide areas. Now Brighton, listen, they're a team who their performances have been quite weird this season because they've had good performances, but they've also had good performances. Now against City, they got a 1-0 draw, and they did have chances, and they didn't get in behind. Now they play kind of a fluid 4-5 at the back system. They're very able to interchange and cause problems that way. Now, in terms of sort of Brighton's main players, obviously Kadioglu, someone who's very good and can get into the box and scores goals. I do expect Welbeck to start this game because he's someone who will be able to kind of drop deep and have a part to play from there. But it's all about Brighton. We know what they're going to do. They're going to want to play in and suck in Manchester United to the press, then ultimately play 1, 2, 3 balls through midfield and ultimately be in the opposition's half and towards a goal. So that's what they're going to try and do. I think everyone knows that. Huertler wants United to press them. You're going to want United to go for the ball and ultimately try and play through you. And obviously City, they're one of the best pressing teams in world football. They obviously kind of exploited that and didn't allow that to happen as much. Now against United, a team that's quite fragile, midfield isn't that great. I think Brighton will probably get more joy, and I think their midfield has been very, very good. Pascal Gross is someone who's come back to them in the January window, started their last game. He's a very experienced player, one of their most important players, and has been a pain in the backside for Manchester United before. You also look at set pieces as a big part to play, but Brighton are a team who are very good on the ball and very fluid and like to get chances and put crosses into the box. But one caveat would be their away form isn't great. I think they've only won 2 in the Premier League away from home. Now I know this is not a Premier League game, but that away form is certainly something to kind of target and go for. United being at Old Trafford is a huge boost for them. So that is kind of Brighton. They're a team who have a lot of quality, can score goals, create chances. They like a lot of central play, but they also like balls in behind. So we need to be careful for that. Now, let's talk Darren Fletcher, because it's a big game for Darren Fletcher. He talked about a lot of things, and I think in the week that he's been in charge, it's been a quite up and down week for United. But I think it's been a very good week for Darren Fletcher. I think he spoke well in all the media that he's done, interviews, press conferences. He's come around in a very, very good way. He's someone who talked a lot about playing the United DNA, so hopefully he can go out and get a win. It's a perfect opportunity for him. First Old Trafford game, I'm sure he's going to relish that, and it's going to be a great atmosphere for him. But yeah, I think the way in which Darren Fletcher's handled himself, and more importantly, the FA Cup's the only opportunity for Manchester United to get a trophy this season. And we need the players to turn up. We need the players to be serious in this game because no joking about, no messing around at the back. Just get the job done, get the 3 points. We've seen Brighton are there for the taking. We know how they're going to play. And again, it's an opportunity for United to get a trophy and salvage what has been such a poor season so far. I know we're 6th in the league, but you look at some of the results and performances that we've put in. There's not that we've had as well. They've not been good enough. So yeah, it's a perfect opportunity to get a trophy with Darren Fletcher in charge. I'm sure he's going to relish the opportunity. Hopefully we get to see players like Shea Lacey, potentially Mantato, maybe Jack Fletcher, depending on how the game's going. I don't expect it to be an easy game, to say the least. And that leads me on to the 5th and final thing, which is the score prediction. Now listen, Manchester United in their last game should have scored 5 goals in my opinion. We had 30 shots, 10 shots on target. It was perfect for Manchester United to score goals. Now Brighton are going to be a much more different team, but I expect United to create chances in this game. And I'm hoping that we do kind of come away with the win and progress into the next round, because you look at some of the teams that have been knocked out already. Spurs are gone. I think Bournemouth are gone. Everton out of the cup. Who else? I know there's quite a few more Premier League teams that has been knocked out. So it's a perfect opportunity for Manchester United to get into that next round, we probably will get a tough Premier League team in the next round. But again, a third round draw goal is a difficult one for Manchester United. I'm hoping United get the win. And I do think they do. I'm going to go for a 3-1. I think I said 2-1 in my preview, but on game day, different feeling. I'm excited for the game. Let's hope Manchester United get the 3 points. Not the 3 points. Hopefully Manchester United get the result and are able to progress into the next round of the FA Cup, because that's ultimately what we want to see. And ultimately, Manchester United is the only glimmer of hope in what has been such a poor season. But listen, Sesko, turn up for us, man, and hopefully Darren Fletcher can get us the win in only a second game at charge. But it's a big moment for him, and hopefully he does lead us out well. So thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts. And come on, United, let's get the win. Peace.